Monster kill!
The battle begins.
I mean, it's a so you now get lifesteal during your phantom. Well, hey, yeah, Beer's got himself a new nickname maybe with his Spanish fans because he was coming in showing a lot of respect to Kaz. Obviously, unfortunately, Beer couldn't make the major because he was probably watching at home, and Kaz was one of those standout players. Even if Thunder Awaken didn't get the best results, I saw so many comments from fans and viewers who hadn't watched much stuff and they're like, "Who's this Kaz guy? He's just incredibly talented."
You lose face and life.
Death at my hands is an honor.
Or got thirsty, needed a bit more river to work with, you know? Needed some more space for the fishes. Yeah. Okay. Uh-oh.
The battle begins.
Nothing too crazy happening there. It is, as you called, the Dark Mago mid Mars, something he's played a decent amount of, and I'm curious to see how this Mars does because he's up against a player hero combo that is as signature as it gets. Stormstormer playing Invoker. We saw the Exo Invoker yesterday. This is the hero he rose to pub fame on, and then initially got some competitive fame on. He was kind of memed a bit as like a one hero spammer guy. He's no longer that kind of player, but his Invoker is his best hero. Yeah. Ah. Yep, I can. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, more avenues to pressure these mid-tier 1 towers is such a big focal point for all these teams that giving new ways to gank and maybe make those rotations towards mid lane is going to spice these games up a bit. And also taking away these small camps, honestly, love it. Like, that's a direct nerf to some of these coddles and pucks and these kind of mid-farming heroes that love to use their nukes to, like, farm the wave plus the camps and, you know, kind of boring style of Dota. So we're going to see a bit more fighting coming out of mid laners, I feel. Didn't see it, sorry. Stormstormer's like, I knew that would happen. I played versus some mid Marses.
Some things were just not meant to be.
It's the angle, you know. You get the diagonal and it doesn't spear, you know. You gotta be head on. I think definitely there was a lot of... Oop, wow, Purgot's very low top. But you saw a lot of, like, heroes getting crazy amounts of XP. But what they did do is they buffed some of the XP you got from some of these streaks, I think, as well. So maybe they're, you know, they're going to encourage, hey, you want some XP? Go and kill some heroes. But we'll see how it plays out because, yeah, heroes won't just be getting the same levels.
We're just not meant to be.
Yeah. Rubik probably about to say the source of like 80% of Dota bugs, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty nutty. Like, usually you'd think 10 health regen, like, you've surely got a ring of health, but no, he's rocking it. But the last hit's not going along with it, despite having the 80 base damage. A little surprised this lane has not been a bit easier for Sacred just to free farm, particularly with the Rubik with him. But it looks like Matthew has 5 or 6 CS, so probably it's just Matthew taking some range creeps. Oh, bottom lane. They didn't land the avalanche. Nice fire spirit. Not sure. Oh, you Phoenix, you said? Yes, Phoenix got +1. Yeah. Yep. This is bottom line. Oh, he wants to maybe blink in for this kill. Has the avalanche, so he's ready for it. Got iron charges though. Woo. Very, very high octane bottom lane. I mean, the initial kill was that missed avalanche, unfortunately, because that's the big thing that I think a lot of players are going to have to quickly remember when you're playing against these Exo Invoker is these side lane 2v2s, they're not really a 2v2 when there's Sunstrikes coming in. You have to try and anticipate when they may be thrown to make sure... I mean, with an avalanche, it's almost like a guaranteed land, but Sunstrike is just so much single target damage that if it lands, it's almost a guaranteed kill. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. The flag bearer. These things. Oh. Yeah. The classic combo, the Void Invoker. You gotta know Stormstormer's thinking about that Ag Scepter coming out later on as well. But very good start overall, it felt like, for Thunder Awaken, but that Void kill is a nice little improvement for his lane.
Some things were just not meant to be.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, such a good move with that rotation from Kataomi coming back. The Avalanche just in time to stop the PA from killing the egg. Just such a well-calculated move. And this Phoenix feels like Toby just has such a free game. There's no egg killer. Like when they picked the Phoenix, it was like Mars, Centaur, Cores. PA isn't really the best answer. Like you can kind of try and Phantom Strike forward, get some extra attack speed, but I don't think the PA alone is ever really going to be enough to reliably kill this Supernova. So for Toby, I think he's in for an amazing game.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scared.
Ooh.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Both teams losing their carry here. Matthew's trying to do what he can to defend this, but Stormstormer having the resummon on the Forward Spirits means this should be a guaranteed tier 1 tower. Let's get glyphed up here. That's one of the other changes. You only get one glyph for each tier of towers now, so they won't have a... They'll get a reset from this tower, but they won't from the other tier 1s. Yeah.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures.
Oh. They're turning.
Radiant structures is under attack.
Oh, just an absolute bloodbath. And I feel like the real hero of this fight's the Phoenix. Like, some of the damage he's dishing out alongside the Invoker looking at the teamfight recap. But Phoenix is just getting all these Fire Spirits off, constantly offensively earning people, getting the Sunray damage out as well. He's been involved in 10 of these 12 kills. Just such a great pick for this game. And Toby, not just seeing in his lane, he's coming to every single fight that he needs to.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
See some of these first new neutral items coming up. By the way, 12 minutes in, these teams are feeling like, oh yeah, we're meant to get some neutral items, right? And yes, some of the new ones, the Lance, the Occult Bracelet. I don't think there's anything too crazy that came out for tier 1 neutral items. I mean, they're tier 1 neutral items. The idea of crazy tier 1 neutral items shouldn't exist, so... but... Yes. Yep. And the last one, I don't have the list on hand, but I can... Chip Vest. And I also read apparently Broom Handle was removed, even though it wasn't in the patch notes. So Broom Handle may or may not be removed. That may be an oversight. It may get re-added. Who knows? That's for the after dark streams. Bit of chrono, yeah. Oh, with the egg.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's a much needed gold for his PA. Getting towards that Battle Fury. This is the kind of phase of the game where PA can feel a bit underwhelming. You know, you have, I think PA has a decent laning stage, but it's this phase here where you're trying to get to Battle Fury where things get a little rough, but getting involved, killing a Faceless Void, and right now trying to reclaim their jungle here. Yep.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was almost like a pseudo panic curse just to try and save your carry. I don't think Panda Boo expected to catch anyone else. It was very much as like my PA may die here, I gotta use this curse. So if anyone is following up, they get pulled into it. But Bakaz gets out alive and he's right back to farming. Phantom Strike plus the Possessed Mask gives him a lot of sustain and ability to just heal himself right back up. They're bailing. Invoker TP's bottom, so if you're Thunder Awaken, you can actually go look for a fight now. They know Invoker can't show up to this fight. He can still throw Sunstrikes. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a bit of miscommunication or just a bit of maybe a mistake from Stormer. To TP there, it's like you're TPing onto a creep wave, so you're instantly going to be spotted. The second Thunder Awaken see him on that T1 bottom tower defending, they just charge forward. They get full advantage from their blink on Mars, not using the literal stampede of the center, but they have it if they needed to chase further, so for them to get a couple of kills. And also, like you say, securing the stack, because does have Battle Fury, so they want to make sure that Entity get pushed away from their Radiant Triangle. Yeah. It's gonna be brutal. If they land Chronos, it just feels like heroes are gonna melt. Wall's coming out and Stormer. Some of his hotkeys, you know. New patch, new hotkeys got to be sorted. Yeah, they get out kind of scot-free there. perfect here. If Entity can go for this Roshan. Exo Invoker plus Void with the Mask of Madness. It's definitely possible when they've got Avatar Tank. And I think they're okay with like forcing a fight around this pit. The question is whether or not Thunder Awaken want to entertain that idea. It does seem like they're going to prioritize just getting their own farm on. PA really is such a 2-item reliant hero that until you get this BKB, team fighting into a Phoenix Tiny is just not really feasible. So, look, I know you mentioned the neutral items a bit earlier. We've got a couple of the new ones in use. Abaddon with the Eye of the Vizier reduces his own mana. This is like the new cast range neutral item. I think they're like, okay, Keen Optic tier 1, giving this cast range maybe a little bit too strong. Let's make cast range a tier 2 thing, but then also give it like this negative downside. So you've got to like, you know, pick and choose which heroes can actually use it, since most cast range heroes are going to be spellcasters, and losing 20% max mana is kind of crippling for a lot of spellcasters. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, but stuff like the Witless Shaco got removed, where it was like that was like plus 1,000 health and what, minus 400 mana, I think it was. Yeah. Yep. No, I like that there's like some more support items coming in from some of these neutral items like that one. No signs of Centaur Aghanim Scepter. That is definitely the current disappointment, but a fight almost pure. Woo. This... Yeah. I think he BKB'd for the first kill on the Aegis. He BKB'd, I think, because he saw the avalanche coming in, so I think he's worried about being, like, blown up from full to nothing. If he doesn't BKB, maybe he gets comboed or chronoed into Sunstrike, but it was definitely a very antsy BKB, where he pops it, and then he's just waiting for this Void to respawn, and his BKB's on, like, oh, okay. And they know no BKB. They want to fight. They're ready to go. Guess is wrong. Good Stampede. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is taking me back when Centaur used to be played a lot. It was considered to be one of these heroes that's pretty good against Phoenix for the exact reason we saw there. When that Supernova goes down, if they don't have hard lockdown on you, you can just get out of there. Oh, Dark Mago. Yeah, he's got the Invis. Why not? Make sure, I mean, they didn't have the kill without it. They didn't have any detection between the heroes there. It could go in. Yeah, they almost just cleaned up there. Luckily, like, I mean, not entirely luck, but players like Fishman and the Phoenix just managed to get the dive back up. Fishman able to TP out, but that was an amazing kind of turnaround. They were just waiting for that curse to wear off. Secret had the blink hoof stomp set up, and Picaz was there with the Battle Fury cleaves on through. So really solid team fight coming out from Thunder Awaken, just recognizing that NT were going to push forward, and that Void doesn't have a Chronosphere. Using it for that mid tier 1 tower ends up costing him pretty heavily. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were seeing like both teams need to like pick and choose their fights like around their item cooldowns and spell cooldowns. Like the reason Entity initially take the fight and things go well is because BKB on PA is down. But then they used Void Chronosphere, and once Void Chrono's down and Phoenix Egg was down, that's when they should no longer be looking for a fight. So they kind of got baited in a little bit and took a fight that they probably shouldn't have been in a position to really have happen because of the fact they have these big spells on cooldown. Even if it's not the reason they lose that fight, they need to be the ones sitting back waiting for these long cooldowns. Yeah. Yeah. It's such like this free insta-kill combo with Chrono, but all that thought, they get the smoke in. They got here. Chill Chrono. He whips. Oh, not totally. No hoof stomp. Oh, such a good fight. They just positioned so well. They knew where the Void was from the start of the fight. And it was like this game of cat and mouse where Dark Mago, he's kind of, to me, the hero of that fight because he's the one willing to just tank the Chronosphere. He's putting himself in a position next to this Void, keeping tabs on him, and making sure that none of his teammates are next to him. And he's probably telling his team, like, guys, don't come near me. Let me get Chronosphere. It does barely clip the Wyvern on the edge of it, but he gets his BKB off before the Chrono hits him. So Dark Mago just, there's not enough damage to kill him in that Chrono when he's got BKB up. So great play from him. And then Thunder Awaken just patiently waiting, knowing that as long as PA doesn't get Chronoed, fight goes well for them.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Invoker. Ping out the ward. They should know it's up here now. Nope, dewarded. They almost managed to find a way to get on top of him, but playing around as Observer meant as soon as that smoke popped, Invoker able to blink away, and that Roshan you mentioned up in 15 seconds here, so both teams really want to set up for this as best as possible.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, that was cute. He was his placement was perfect. He was just maybe a second late, like no more than a second late. Like that was really heads up from Matthew. Yeah. Fortunately for Thunder Awaken, they made that smoke move, but Roche wasn't up yet, and then as soon as they leave the area, they get dewarded. So now they're going into this potential Roche conflict with a vision disadvantage. And this is, I think, part of one of the reasons I know some of the pros mentioned with dire advantage is it's kind of was thought of for a while that Radiant have a Roche advantage just because Radiant like to play this top side of the map. But what ends up happening is both teams play top side of the map, and Dire has this Roche advantage. One, because their outpost is close to Roche, but two, all these cliffs with great ward spots are on the Dire side. So generally, for these Roche fights, Dire just end up with better vision. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Invoker's being caught mid. The curse? No BKB. Yeah, Pierre would love for this BKB to reset. So Invoker is just so hard to fight into without BKB. There's so many spells as a melee carry that kite you, and end result is pretty good for Thunder Awaken. The Invoker buyback's the big one now. This is like suddenly this huge win condition. You kill this Invoker, and the game could just break wide open. Plus, the Void is dead for 20 seconds. So Aegis on PA, this is an amazing Aegis here. Like it means you can just hold your BKB that little bit longer. If they use all their spells to blow you up and you don't BKB, it's okay when you have this Aegis now. Haven't got it yet. They get vision. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. Roach secured. Yeah, this, and anytime the Invoker gets jumped on, he's gonna melt so incredibly fast. Like, he needs a BKB desperately. Like, into the Mars and the Centaur, there's just Blink Stun. It's just your life gone. Meanwhile, solo kill. He went down. That was crazy. I'm like, I thought there's no way Invoker survives that for one thing. Well, maybe he doesn't survive it. Yeah. What's going on here? Oh, it doesn't connect. Oh.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh. Yeah, he just reads him so well. Matthew's like one of these 4 positions. I feel like he's such like a high IQ player. He's gonna BKB it. Okay.
It is an honor to be chosen for death.
Double damage rune is there, but tier 2 tower awaits as well. No creep wave for now, but should be an easy tier 2 tower in 50 seconds. They know this Invoker buyback has been used, so they potentially go high ground here with an Aegis. Like, they haven't got the best high ground pushing lineup, but the threat of like a Blink Stun from Centaur and Mars means their high ground is still pretty decent. Yeah. Good. I'm needed in game 2. Let me see if I can fly into it off the map. You know, Shadow Amulet was nerfed. You gotta find new ways to leave games now. Yep. Double damage though.
Something in your eye.
I'm glad he picked it up. For a while, it was sitting in the stash, and I was just about 30 seconds ago, I was going to complain because they were using 4 of the tier 3 neutral items, and the one item they weren't using was the Ogre Seal Totem. So I'm glad it's coming out. We need to see it. It no longer stuns. It's now a slow. I guess that's the big... If it's stunned, it'd probably be a bit too OP for regular Dota. But 100% slow. That's the Ice Frog. I want this to make people stop moving, but stuns are too good, so it's 100% slow. Under Awaken, after a rough day 1, have found some big plays here in day number 2 to start things off. They need to start getting some wins, and this is looking like a great recipe for success for them here in game 1. Ooh!
Maybe I'll have a nap.
Deleted him. Yeah. Sacred's looking. He's not too far off here, but Boka's pretty tucked in. Yes. Oh, great arena. Yeah. It's definitely a moment where I think probably for a split second they thought about going for the egg since he'd used it just to survive the arena, but it was a smart decision, the safe conservative one, just to disengage. Risky. Mark the end of this push, unfortunately for them, but see, you can slow this game down and secure themselves another. They've got such good vision, but smoking out is Entity, so they're going to bypass some of this Radiant wards. Oh. TPing to the outpost. They're buying back. Yeah, and that really is, that's their team fight. That's their damage. That's how, like, them winning this game comes down to landing Chrono plus Cataclysm plus Sunray or Supernova, whichever one it may be. But the way Thunder Awaken are positioning is they're just not giving them these multi-hero Chronospheres. And I mean, that one was definitely a bit rushed. Like, he just saw Matthew and was like, oh, I'm going to Chrono this guy. But a solo support Chronosphere, Matthew probably was smiling as soon as he got Chrono there. Yeah. No, they're picking and choosing these fights around. I mean, BKB has just been such a big game changer. Now you've got a level 25 PA. She's effectively 6-0. If they get another Aegis for themselves, you see Animu just camping out the Roshan pit. They know how you beat this big team fight wombo combo is just having an Aegis on your carry. That's going to kind of break the game as far as what can you do if you're Entity. Like, you struggle to kill the PA once, let alone twice. Yes. Yep.
Fighting. I hear an E-Blade. A-Blade actually as they go on in. Chrono ready from Pure, but he can't find a mark as it's Fishman who is picked off by Dark Mago. So now they don't have Dispels, but he does buy back in the fight. Sacred forced to BKB. Toby gets off the egg before he's stunned. Fishman rejoining the fight now as Dark Mago will BKB. Pure affected by Alacrity. Finds a bash on a Dark Mago. Push back. Time walking in deeper. Doesn't like what he sees, so will go on back. Katomi as well has fallen, but they found the PA. There go the Sunstrikes. The double Sunstrike as well onto Pakaz. He will fall. That is 1,100, nearly 1,200 gold now for Pure as he ends the godlike streak. But because he's going to buy back, Toby has now Sun number 2. Can Thunder focus it down in time? The auto attacks all coming in. No, Toby is going to stun all 4 enemy heroes, allowing Pure to pick up another kill. That's a dieback on 1. PA with DD Rune back in the fight, finds the Abyssal, chops through Pure another time. He's hunt to Fishman who just died back now. Toby looks to be easy picking, but Katomi is first. There goes Pakaz for 4. He's looking to make it 5 now. Stormer blinking out of vision, but is scouted, and it's Pakaz who will die at the start of the fight, but does get revenge with the Rampage. Might even look for more as Pure does buy back, but immediately is going to get out of dodge. What a game for Pakaz.
Man, it was unfortunately there was no outpost, but it almost worked out better. He TP'd to the tier 2 mid tower, and then he's walking back to the fight, and there's just a DD in front of him. Void had a chance to pick it up, but he was too busy right-clicking heroes. You can't really blame him for it, but that DD
and now buybacks
carried that fight.
Coming through, but Entity, they're too late, and there's just no Chronosphere ready. Now PA making another jump to the Forge Spirits, another Phantom Strike at the ready, but Entity are not sticking around to find out how many more kills Pakaz can get. They took him down on a godlike streak. He's already up to 5.
Yeah, he got the whole kit and caboodle from the Roshan. The Refresher Shard was what it ended up being. He's going to pass that over the Dark Mago. So he's got double Refresher, the Orb and the Shard. 200 mana cost on the Shard. Pretty, you know, it's much higher than 0. And then the increased mana cost on Refresher Orb. So Refresher did receive some hits, but this item's still incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. I don't believe you can triple Arena, though. I don't think he's quite got the mana required for that, but he can at least jump forward and find Fishman, who does activate the ulti manually. Pure has no Chronosphere yet. 20 seconds till that's back up. So right now, the Arena of Blood, no possible counter initiation. They don't even have a Supernova. That is a dead Fishman for 50 seconds. He bought back previously, doesn't have it available to him now. Quick note as well, they did increase the Ancient's armor by about 10, so it's a little bit longer to end the game. Not by much. And we'll bring that up.
Yeah, there's a lot of games where, like, it feels like the tier 4 towers take a long time to bring down, and then you get to the Ancient, like, oh, this thing's kind of squishy.
Pure. Oh, okay, Pakaz. Lots of Sunstrikes, but not enough damage. And there's the exfil, courtesy of Sacred's Stampede. But they found Katomi, who was lurking on the back lines. Pakaz makes very quick work of him for now his 24th kill this game.
Whew. All right, 25k gold lead. Surely, come on, Centaur. This is it. Your game's, you know, it's in the bag. Where's the Axe Scepter, man? We need to see it. Whoa.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I quite like it. He's only doing damage really in these fights during BKB. It feels like reliably. Otherwise, he's getting kited pretty heavily. So this is just going to kind of maximize the efficiency of both his BKB and that Abyssal Stun. Like, he just wants to jump in and delete a hero instantly. Rapier's kind of the way to go about it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. Made that BKB, but yeah, because he's not falling for it, and no creep waves for now. They're gonna have to back off. There's a regen rune, so can get some of his mana back. PA fully depleted, so we'll limit there. Like, I mean, BKB has a mana cost, Abyssal does. It's not just your spells. Ooh. Smoked. Pierce making his way out. He's farming some ancients. He looks like he just wants some neutral items, I feel like. He's probably looking around like, where's our tier 4 neutral items, guys? So he's just trying to quickly farm some for both himself and his team, it seems like. But the rest of his team are trapped in their base. Yeah. Re-added or... Oh, I thought it... For some reason, I thought I read it got removed. But yeah, that makes sense. Turn. Oh, yep. Placing the lever. That's the only, I guess, only change for tier 4 neutral. Ah. You know what it says to me? That's Iceberg saying, which heroes is a Havoc Hammer good on? Offlaners. Tanky strength offlaners. He is sick of people playing Razor offlane, Viper offlane. This is like him saying, all right, we want some more Marses and Centaurs. And that's what Thunder Awaken picked both of, so... Yep. Oh, for sure.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. And they even, like, adding the Ogre Seal Totem or whatever it's called, like, that's another kind of offlaner item, so it does feel like they're trying to make some of these tanky strength heroes that disappeared become a bit more relevant, or and just have a few more fun tools to use.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah. Oh boy. And they should know he doesn't have buyback. It's a minute and a half away. That's a big fine. I mean, I was going to say, I love this Aeon Disc, because the only way they lose this game is losing this Rapier during a Chronosphere. So he just activates his Aeon Disc during Chronosphere, and you're good. Oh, with all the cast range he's got. Holy cow, when you hover that, that's huge. Okay. Yeah. A little dicey. Yeah, PA with no BKB makes this kind of tricky. You've got no Aegis, no BKB. The Aeon Disc is really for the Void Chronosphere, so you're kind of looking at this Mars to kind of zone people away with the Centaur now. Good curse.